Classroom Management by Dana Sullivan. At the beginning of any school year, it is important to build community in your classroom as well as the entire school. Schools that I have worked at in the past have had back-to-school picnics where families and children can meet their teachers in a relaxed environment. This makes it easier for children to transition into their classrooms on the first day of school. As children enter the classroom on the first day, it is important to greet them by name and make eye contact. This lets them feel as though they are acknowledged and part of the class from the moment they enter. As a community of learners, we will review the expectations of the classroom. Throughout the discussion, we will begin to look at our one classroom rule. Our one classroom rule is respect. Our conversation about respect will allow the children to share how they give and get respect. We can also discuss how we can earn respect from those around us. I have found that by having one simple classroom rule, you can cover almost all behaviors, and children do not get overwhelmed by a lot of rules. The 3 questions that accompany our classroom rule are: am I respecting myself? Am I respecting others? Am I respecting the classroom? Once we have discussed the classroom rule, we create a classroom flag with each of our handprints to establish that we are all working together. The flag is then displayed in our classroom all year long. I believe that students should face consequences instead of punishment whenever possible. The consequences in our classroom are usually based on the behavior. Many students behave in ways that call for natural consequences. The consequences should be based on learning new behaviors. Misbehavior can be viewed as an opportunity for a child to problem solve and learn a new behavior. Students are given choices in order to make appropriate decisions in our classroom to prevent power struggles. As children begin the school year, they will need to know various procedures of our classroom and of our school in order to know where they belong. The daily routine will be posted in the classroom. Other procedures will be reviewed during the first week of school. Procedures such as how to move through our classroom, walking in line, using the bathroom, going to lunch, and dismissal will all be covered. Preparing myself for the classroom is also a very important part of classroom management. It is important that I get to know each one of my students. Each child is an individual, and I need to treat them as such. It is important to know my classroom and discipline expectations before I attempt to implement them. It is my job to model the behavior that I expect to see from the children that enter my classroom. A positive attitude is essential. As a teacher, I must promise myself to always be calm, fair, and consistent. When conflict arises in my classroom, I want to address it quickly, but also wisely. If a difficult behavior situation arises during class and I am busy with other students, I will allow myself to say, I'm going to have to do something about this, but not now, I'm teaching. I will have to get back to you. In the meantime, you may go back to your work, and we will discuss this later. This type of response will allow me to keep my attention on the children that I am working with, rather than having to disrupt the learning of other students. At the beginning of each school year, I like to set up a meeting with the parents in my classroom. This gives me the opportunity to open communication and introduce myself. During this time, I am able to inform parents about our classroom rules, procedures, and answer any questions that they may have. Parents will fill out a short questionnaire that will allow me to contact them in any manner which suits them best, by phone, email, or letters home. It is my goal to build partnerships with all of the families in my classroom, because it definitely takes a village to raise a child.